The following video was sponsored by the Greek American Heritage Society of Philadelphia, preserving and promoting our community's history.
My name is George Marcantonis. The band name is Neo Kyma. I'm a dentist by day, and at night I do my hobby, which is singing. It's mostly the hobby that I love, and I do it for fun. And the band's been around for about a little over 20 years now.
A little bit more about the band. What kind of music do you guys play, and do you play all over the place? Give us a little history there. We
play mainly Greek music, and the American music is dealt with the DJ, who is my brother, Leo. Our live music is usually Greek, traditional, older, modern, island music, mountain music, everything that we can possibly find that's Greek. We play at different events where people come from different territories of Greece, and we try to accommodate for everybody's needs. I started singing in 1994 with this guy, Iraklis, who's a good friend of the family. So I started playing with him, weddings, baptisms, Greek nights, restaurant, different nights like that. And then later on, down the years, I met with Tolis Kyrazis, who he later became Kubari, baptized my oldest daughter, and we formed Neo Kyma, which took a couple years to find a name. And I may have heard that name from another musician. It was just kind of stuck in my head. So we were playing for a couple years without a name, and then we eventually, we were trying to find a name for so long, and we ended with Neo Kyma, which means new wave. And the reason for that was because back then I was 20 years old. I was young and full of energy, and the novelty of it was because we would learn every new song that most bands didn't do. They kind of stuck to the traditional Nisiotika, Kalamatiana, Tsamika, whereas we would learn every new song that was out there. I was very passionate about that, still am, but I can't learn songs as quick anymore. I would listen to a song and learn it in 2 seconds. So our repertoire was all the traditional music, but in between there was something totally brand new.
What don't most people know about your band that might be interesting to share?
Well, we've been playing for a lot of years. I think back in the early 2000s, we were pretty hot. We would play like most of the weddings. I think I've played in all of my friends' weddings, that's why I can't distinguish a most memorable time. I don't want to pick one over the other. But I think what they liked about it was the fact that we were playing the newer songs. There was no internet back then, whereas now you can type any song and just you have it available. So anything that was new, if Neo Kyma was playing somewhere, the younger crowd, which were about to get married, would listen to their favorite song, and they would tell their fathers, who would probably want a band that played more of the traditional, to get the Neo Kyma. But what we always tried to do is mix everything and try to make everybody happy, which I know that's impossible, but our goal was to make 99% of the people happy.
Well, you might have mentioned it earlier too, but I'm curious, when and why did you start singing?
Ever since I was a child, I loved singing. My father was also a very good singer. And his uncle who lives in Mytilene, an island in Greece, was very musical. So it's kind of been a thing in the family. But nobody has ever had a chance to do it with a band in front of people until I started doing it. And it's kind of been within the family history for many years. Most of my family members were singers. My dad has a really great voice, and his mother also sang really good too. None of us really played instruments. My daughter likes the violin. She's starting to learn, so we're trying to kind of change that. But everybody was more into singing. When we lived in Greece in the late 80s, early 90s, every time there was a family gathering, a party, I would sing, my dad would sing, everybody else would just sing, put music on. We're from an island, so we would focus mostly on the island songs and sing and dance.
The music, has there been changes in your singing techniques or for singers in general?
Well, I would imagine there has been. I haven't really had any voice lessons, but I would remember when I was younger, I'd be singing for 4 hours straight and then lose my voice. Whereas now, for some reason, I guess I developed an innate technique without even noticing. I can sing for 3 days straight, 4 hours each time, and still somehow have a voice to go see my patients on Monday.
What inspires you to sing?
I just love it. It's every song that I sing, like now that I'm a little older, if I sing a song from 1992 and it has a meaning to me, like it'll remind me of some time or some place I was in Greece, it brings me right back there. Like I've been singing a certain song sometimes and I'll have tears go in my life. Because in 1990 we moved here. I was 14 years old. It was devastating. You know, I was 14 moving from Greece where, you know, I had a life there and I was very used to it. Coming here in 9th grade with a total different lifestyle.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit more. Let's talk again about the music scene in Philadelphia. You played at what places? What was it like? Tell us about some of this.
I think the first Greek night that I played at was this place called Buffalo Bills in Philadelphia. And that was a mix of Greek and Armenian and Middle Eastern music. I first started playing Greek music with an Armenian band, and then later on it was full Greek. That's when I met a lot of my current friends, and it was a small little place where people would come and hang out till 3 in the morning and just dance and have fun and party like Greeks.
What about that famous place everybody knows, Little Pete's?
Little Pete's was a place that I played for 2 years. It was very popular before that. I think it was a restaurant that did Greek nights 15 years prior to me starting there. So I was there at the last 2 years of its existence. That place, we would start at 11, 12 at night, and we would stop 5 in the morning, sometimes even later. It would always fill up with all these Greeks that just wanted to party and live the life that they're used to in Greece, where you actually go and party till the sun comes up. And that's kind of what we did. I remember going home and it was always daylight. My mom would yell at me, but she knew I was doing my passion.
Describe the atmosphere of that place at night. What was it like? You know, you'd get up, you'd sing a few songs. Were people dancing with you? Was there money being thrown? Describe it a little bit.
Well, it was there was a stage, and then to my right and to my left there were a bunch of tables. It was like a restaurant setting where people would come and eat food, and there was a bar. People would ask for songs. They would throw money in just to express their gratitude for liking the song, and like they do in the traditional Greek way. A lot of people drinking till they pass out sometimes, and it seemed like the night would get funner and better as the night was getting older. It was good memories. There was 3 singers, so it wasn't like I'd kill myself singing for 5 hours straight, because that'd be tough. And a lot of that was during the time I was going to dental school. But I was younger and I can do it.
Connecting with the crowd. Did you do that more at a club, more at a dance, more at a festival? And when you did, what was it like for you to connect with the crowd?
I would say that I would probably connect more with the crowd during Greek nights, because you would find a lot of people that had the same pain, I guess, that I had. Not pain, you know, like I moved here from Greece when I was 14. So singing was kind of like an escape. I would sing and it would bring me back to Greece. And a lot of people felt that way because a lot of people came from Greece. They didn't really want to leave from Greece, but some had to because they were searching for a better life, the immigration story. So I think I connected with a lot of people that way because they would sing a song they would cry, and I would know exactly what they were feeling.
Tell us, if you can remember, your very first gig as your band with the name, a paid gig. Do you remember that night, what it was like, what emotions you were going through? Were you excited? Were you nervous? What was it like? Where was it?
The first time that we used the name Neo Kyma was New Year's Eve 2001 in Wilmington, Delaware, at the New Year's Eve dance. And then when I said the name Neo Kyma, today we have the band Neo Kyma, I turned around at the band members and I said, finally, because it took us 2 years to actually find a name that we liked and actually use it. But by that time we had played other places, so it wasn't like the first time that we played together. It was the first time we used the name.
So how gratifying was that now that you finally got the name out? From that point on, did you feel like the band was solidified, that you could move forward, or it didn't really make that much difference in getting the name out?
It felt really good because I felt like I was part of a group of people that we all kind of liked each other and we were good friends. And we were doing the same thing, singing for the Greek community and learning songs as they would come out. Very excited about the repertoire and changing it over the years. And just having a name just kind of solidified things, and it actually felt like it was a real thing, and it never felt like a job. It was always a hobby.
You've got a couple of notes over here and an instrument. What are you going to share with us now?
Well, in case you asked me to sing, I could give you a little amane, as they call it.
Why not? Let's do it.
This is off key, so I'm going to go to behind a little bit. You want me to sing it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Θέλω να τα πω χωρίς να με ρωτήσεις. Θέλω να τα πω όπως υπάρχουν στο μυαλό. Αλλά εξομολογήσει και άλλο απαντήσει. Θέλω να τα πω σαν να παραμιλώ. Θέλω να τα πω.
Wow, really good. Why that song?
Well, that was one of those songs that I heard from a Dalara CD, and it brings me back then when I first migrated here and I was kind of depressed. And I do understand, though, now that I'm older, why my father brought us here, and I do thank him for doing that, because I never would have accomplished the things that I haven't in this country without our father doing that sacrifice which I recognize. But yeah, that song brings me back to those years.
And that sacrifice is tied into the reason why you sing today.
Absolutely. It's, like I would sing, and like I say, it would bring me back to those years that I guess connect to my personality.
Is there a message you'd like to send out to the community at large that knows you now all over the Delaware Valley? A thought?
Well, keep with the Greek roots, because that's all we have. In Greece, we don't know what's happening. I think there's more Greekness in America with the Greek Americans here than there is in Greece, unfortunately. When I go to Greece, I find a shift now in how the people think versus here. I feel they're more Greek here. So the message to the Greek American community is to continue that, whether through music or anything else, and let's not lose touch with who we are.
All right. Thanks for talking with us, George.
Thank you.
νησιωτικό λιμάνι βγαλένε, βγαλένε να σ' αγαπώ ήταν τέλα, να σ' αγαπώ ήταν τέλα, να σ' αγαπώ ήταν τέλα, να το χορδούνες και τέλα.
For more information about sponsoring or viewing the interview series, visit the Greek American Heritage Society of Philadelphia online at gahsp.org.